So the carnivore diet has strong links to colon cancer, huh? I don't think so. Let's talk about this for just a moment today. Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. In case you're wondering what you're watching, basically you're watching me walk. This doesn't seem exciting until you realize that a little over 2 years ago, I couldn't do this. I could barely stand for a couple of minutes without severe pain. Now I'm out here walking every day. Some days farther than others, but I do get out for a little walk every day. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. Why don't you all help me out just a little bit? Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. All of these things help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 61 years old, and I'm doing things I couldn't do when I was 40. So let's talk about this just a little bit. I saw a post, and of course most people realized that it was dumb, but it was dumb enough that I felt that should be the topic of today. Somebody had posted an interview with some ridiculous plant-based doctor, and the person that put the post up said, "Well, how do you all feel about this, since carnivore diet has such a strong link to colon cancer?" Well, we all know that's just stupid. But let's look at it for just a moment. Now remember, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I'm just an old retired truck driver. But let's think about this for a minute. How do they detect cancers in the body? Of course, first there's blood markers that give a slight indication that there may be something wrong. But when they're searching for it, they give you what's called a PET scan. Now, in a PET scan, what they do is they take a radioactive thing, and it's basically a radioactive sugar, and they pump it into your system. And because cancer, in most cases, likes sugar so well because it's its primary food source, it sucks up this irradiated sugar and makes the tumors light up on a PET scan. That's how it works. So what in the world would make somebody think that the carnivore diet has strong links to any kind of cancer? Not just colon cancer, but any kind of cancer. It's just ridiculous. And as I've said, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. But it seems to me I have seen hundreds of interviews. And I'm just one guy. I can only watch just so much stuff in a day. But I have seen hundreds of interviews where people have gone on, talking to Joe Rogan or Dr. Baker or Dave over at No Carb Life, where their cancer, not just colon cancer, but many cancers, have gotten better, and in many cases gone into remission, and the only thing they did was change their diet to carnivore. So I think, now again, it's not science, because science requires controlled experimentation, but I don't see the strong links that they're talking about between the carnivore diet and cancers. That's just dumb. As Dr. Berry would say, we've been eating fatty red meat for just as long as we've been... Somebody needs a new muffler. We've been eating fatty red meat for just as long as we've been drinking water and breathing air. If there was a problem with fatty red meat, we wouldn't be here as a species. So, yep, it's just dumb to get my walk in and decided that's what I was going to talk about. It just amazes me how much, not just bad information, but disingenuous information is out there. Am I right? I don't know. I can tell you that I feel better than I have ever felt in my life. So you can take that for what it's worth. I invite everybody, as I do in most videos, to do your own N=1 experiment and decide for yourself what way of eating is best for you. Because not everybody's body is the same. As Professor K teaches us, there's a little bit of variance, but not so much that fatty red meat should not be the basis for everyone's diet if you're a human. If you're not a human and watching this, well, wag your tails or whatever it is you're doing. I'm assuming that this is on somebody's TV and their pets are watching. I hope your humans come home soon. But today is Saturday. It's not quite as nice as it has been, but it's July the 6th, and it is only 82 degrees out. There's some storms rolling through to the north, and we might get some rain here tonight. But yesterday was just absolutely perfect. How often in Omaha, Nebraska, do you get a 5th of July that's 78 degrees with zero humidity? Not very often. But it's time for weekly wins because it's Saturday. My win this week is basically just more of the same. I stuck to my carnivore diet again. I managed to work. I managed to get out for a walk every day. Going by the house again here, I decided to walk down to the other corner and back as well. But yeah, go ahead and drop down in the comments and tell me what your weekly wins are. Because as I've said before, there are some of you where your weekly wins could be that you went out and did a long trail hike or went up the side of a mountain, did all that kind of stuff, because that's where you are in your journey. But if the point where you're at in your journey is you cheated on your carnivore diet 3 times last week and only cheated once or twice this week, that's still a win. It may not feel like one now, but it is. If you're at the point in your journey where 400 or 500 steps is a big deal to you, then by all means, let's celebrate those 400 or 500 steps. Because not everybody's at the same place in their journey. So we have to celebrate the wins as we get them. I wish I had a little more to talk about because I'm not quite back up to the house yet. But that is what I have for you today, folks. Weekly wins, and there is no proof anywhere that the carnivore diet causes colon cancer or any other type of cancer. In fact, if we put all of the N=1 experiments that people do together, I think it makes a very strong argument that the opposite is actually the truth. But that's what I've got for you today, folks. Have a great weekend. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.